Ladies and gentlemen, I have something awesome to show you. Back in 2019, or the last decade, lol, I was very kindly flown by Rebellion to LA for E3 to check out Zombie Army 4 Dead War. I really enjoyed what I played, and the video I made on it back in June went down super well. A few weeks ago, Rebellion were like, hey John, do you want to play some more? And I was like, hell yeah, bring on those zombie hordes. A big thank you to Rebellion for sponsoring this video and for letting your boy have a few hours of fun killing zombies. If you guys want to check out the game for yourself, there is a link in the description below. If your name's Reginald and you've been living under a rock and have no idea what this game is, this is the next installment in the Zombie Army trilogy series, which you live in an alternate version of the final days of the Second World War with the German army close to defeat. Certain someone deploys a last resort plan to raise the fallen as zombies through rituals and turn them against allied forces, thus causing Germany to become overrun with the undead. Spoiler alert, that certain someone rises from the dead, becomes an enormous zombified version, and after being defeated gets thrown down a hole into hell. And that's the last time we see him again. But somehow he's back in this game. So yeah, it's one of those games, and I can tell you're already very intrigued. The whole game is 4-player co-op madness. Over 5 huge campaign missions which are split into 4 chapters. They're styled a bit like old school movie posters. And as you can see, stuff like Zombie Zoo and the one we're playing, which is Meat Locker. These missions take you across different parts of Europe, which is awesome. And this starts us off in Sardinia on a little boat. We are trying to steal Dr. Schweiger's intel to stop him before he reaches the base and prepares for a hellstorm. Obviously, that does not sound good. But like I mentioned, this is a 4-player cooperative campaign full of hilarious and fun different mission objectives, which all are inspired from the original game that inspired this whole series, Sniper Elite. So if you're familiar with that, you're gonna love this, where you've got that awesome X-ray kill cam where you can dismember different body parts in slow motion with bullets, bombs, and more. So okay, we're going throughout Europe and we have a zombie outbreak, but it's not just your typical normal aimless zombies running towards you. You've also got a bunch of special zombies. We've got ones which have bombs strapped to them that explode, which you definitely don't want to get near. And the zombie game wouldn't be complete without there being a huge door for you to go through, but before that, you've got to encounter a billion different zombies, including ones with helmet and armor that have machine turrets. Once we get through the door, you'll just see what I'm talking about, where we have these fully armored giant zombies that are just making their way towards us, and they just don't stop coming. They're coming from every direction. I can imagine it's a pretty stressful time being in this situation, but hey, we've got the weaponry to deal with these monsters, including a incendiary shotgun, which I really enjoyed, as well as just sniping people's heads off. And if that got boring, then I could just punch them with my electrical hands. Every chapter ends Left 4 Dead style, where you have a safe room to get in before you regroup, get your ammo, and start the next chapter. Now, the next chapter started off like a real horror movie. How many times have you seen just a lone guy on his own, in the dark, with zombies looming ever closer towards him? And yeah, my man really did just get eaten by that. What is going on? We've got a new threat now, creepers, which are these small skeletal zombies that are very nimble, and you can't really see them because they are at feet level, so that's great. Just like typical zombies, the power's out, so we've got to go ahead and reset the breakers, and of course that's going to involve us getting ambushed by tons of these weird creepers. Oh man. There's still more new zombies. There are massive mechanical zombies with flamethrowers trying to get you. It was pure carnage. One of the great perks to taking down one of these zombies is that you can take his flamethrower and make some char-grilled zombies. It's fantastic. If I'm being honest, I don't think zombie games have a lot of flamethrowers these days, so it was a real delight to see. It was only later in the mission when I had to place down some thermite that I found a real fun Easter egg, and that was a awesome weapon called the Preacher. And look at this mammoth just walking towards me here. One shot and his head's gone boom. This is why I love creative weapons in zombie games like this, because it just makes it so much fun. Now, chapter 2 comes to an end where we have to survive until a door is breached. It's one of those classic zombies moments where you're just getting bombarded by what seems like a never-ending spawn of zombies. I was actually really shook because there was just like a ridiculous amount of these guys, like way too many. They were no match for my flaming double-barrel shotgun until we could get into the safe room. Now this is where things get interesting, because chapter 3 involved us creating a supernatural super weapon. That's right, my friends, a wonder weapon is going to be built to help us take out Dr. Schweiger and this hellstorm that he is creating. So we're creating a super weapon bomb, which I think is super cool, and I just love how while we're waiting for calibration here, I've got a Panzerschreck, and I mean, who doesn't love one of those? And you can see in my right that I have like a multiplier for every bit of zombie that I kill, and there's just an amazing trap that I managed to turn on with my Panzerschreck that acts as like a big flamethrower. So we have to repeat this a few times over, and then eventually we have to install the core, which is going to be going in a rocket, which I think is pretty badass, right? Then we begin the final chapter where our good chap Carlos tells us that something bad happened to Dr. Schweiger.
Ah, well done, and now the bomb is complete. We can finally avenge poor Dr. Schweiger.
Avenge? What do you mean, avenge?
Doctor went to the site to measure the temporal frequency, but the hell tower has appeared right on top of him. He was destroyed in an instant.
God damn it. Bruno, are you copying this? Schweiger's dead.
So shock horror, I'm pretty sure something bad happened to Dr. Schweiger and now he's part of the undead army. But we're here in this badass base where Schweiger is going to want to get his revenge on us. We need to set up that bomb so that we can destroy the Hellstorm. To do so, we have to start this weird rocket conveyor belt, which is going to eventually move our rocket over to where the Hellstorm is. But for now, we are going to be bombarded with a shed load of zombies, and I mean a hell of a lot. Like, nothing really prepares you for the amount that we have to deal with, because if you look in the background, there is this weird sort of satanic looking thing happening in the sky where all of these zombies are being brought out from. As you can imagine, it is just absolute chaos. You have zombies of every variety trying to gnaw at your face. You have traps that you can set off around here. You've got a mixture of those horrible creepers. You've got the flamethrower dudes. You've got the mounted turret guys. All whilst we're trying to fight for this rocket to get into position. But I don't think any of you guys are truly ready for what happens next. Dr. Schweiger has been reborn inside of a zombified tank. Yeah, I'm not kidding you. There is an undead tank rolling around trying to kill us that has the mindset from Dr. Schweiger. If you didn't already think this game had it all, then this really should be the cherry on top of the cake for you. This tank is no laughing matter. Like, this thing looks ridiculous, and it is ridiculous to take out. And eventually we had to work out that we needed to put down trip mines so that when the tank drove over the trip mines, you know, it would cause some big damage. But obviously it also had these weird sort of like pumpkin looking life balls, I guess, which needed to be exploded, which we could take out from a distance. And that was really what we needed to do. But I mean, you've seen it all in this game at this point. You've got a zombie tank. Like, what else could there be, right? I'm really struggling, but like I said, there's multiple missions which will have you going around doing some very weird stuff, similar to this, in corpse-riddled canals, a zombified zoo, a journey into the dark. It's just crazy what stuff happens in this game. We finally calibrate the rocket, and we shoot it right where Dr. Schweiger hated it the most. And all in all, a successful mission, but hey, don't think that's the last of Dr. Schweiger. Let me know what you think down below. Like I said, there is way more to the game than just these campaigns, which can be replayed over and over, but there is an actual wave mode where you can survive against hordes and hordes of zombies in waves, and as you play through, you unlock more of the map to play. So it's very familiar to what we're used to. You start off on wave 1, where you only have a certain amount of weaponry as well as one medkit, and a certain area of the map playable. You don't have it all at the moment because obviously you can't unlock it. You do have some weapons around at your disposal for you to use to take out the hordes, and obviously this is a wave-based thing, and we know exactly what happens here. As we get higher and higher up into the waves, it's going to get progressively more difficult. And I really enjoy this additional feature to the game because the original trilogy never had something like this. It was simply just the 4-player co-op campaign and that was it. But if you're looking for a little bit more of a quicker fix for that zombie action, for having to go through all of the 4 different missions within each campaign, then this is going to be something that I think you'll enjoy. It's got that real arcadey feel as well because you're continuously trying to build up this multiplier by getting lots of kills within a specific amount of time, where if you don't manage to get that next kill in, you're going to lose that combo and that streak of building up those points. And I guess when you're playing co-op, there's a bit of a competitive side to it where you want to try and earn more points than the other player. Here we go with wave 2. We've got more of those creepers this time, as well as your normal traditional zombies, but as soon as we hit wave 3, part of the map is going to open again, and you can already tell we're in an underground tunnel, which I think is part of a train network, but of course the undead have now overridden it and we have to survive. As you can see, wave 3 ensues and we have a new area of the map playable, but it does get harder because we have more of these guys, and I am gonna be honest here, this gets very difficult as the waves increase. When we played it at the event, this is me and Codename Pizza playing, by the way. I should have pointed that out a lot earlier in the video. You know, we're experienced in this zombie killing game, and when it got to about wave 7, we had some really cool weaponry. As you're going to notice me taking out the zombies, like I've got like electrified bullets in my sniper rifle, and there's quite a lot of melee and execution stuff, which is cool. But you notice that there's going to be a weird commander zombie that's like commanding infinite spawns of zombies, so you've got to kill the commander in order for the spawns of the zombies to stop, otherwise you're never going to have an ending wave. But I believe on this level, the one we're playing right now, I think it has a max of about 13 waves before you essentially win and escape, but we just could not survive on this map. It's just too small, it's just too hectic and too crazy. These wave-based maps come straight out from the campaign, and so we could test it on a few other levels, and we tried one called the Bitter End, where we started it on wave 13, and it was pretty difficult, but we managed to do it. And I was really impressed, and I think Pizza was as well. And what's really cool as an optional thing is that once you've survived 12 waves, you have the option to escape the map and complete it, or you can choose to keep playing on. So you get a new section of the map which sort of helps you out because there's a few traps here and there to help you take out these hordes, or you can go through the difficult phase of actually trying to escape, which me and Pizza managed to do, and I think we were the only ones that managed to do it. But hey, if you start off on wave 12, it's a bit easy, right? But I'm going to let the gameplay speak for itself so you guys can enjoy the sights and sounds of Zombie Army 4 Dead War. Let me know what you think of it down below in the comment section. If you guys do want to pick it up, there is a link in the description where you can get it on PC, PS4 or Xbox. It's definitely a great game to play with a bunch of friends. Based on the premise of the game alone, it is definitely worth checking out. If you want to see more videos on this game when it releases, let me know, drop a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Got a grenade.
Grenadier is here!
Grenadier down.
Paris has tripwire.
Found a landmine.
Keepers are here! I'm just getting started.